Listen, see some people outside protesting about the transit bus.
Well, what they're protesting about is now on holidays. What happened with transit, we subsidize transit for about $6 million a year. That's still $6 million subsidy. So if you were to get on the bus, you pay about half the cost of the real cost of getting on the bus. There are a number of routes that have been cut back on simply because people aren't getting on the bus. So you have almost dead runs where you have one person going to a remote area. And so they've cut back on that simply because we had to take almost $8 million out of the budget because of the pension issue, not knowing if we're going to get reforms or not.
Pension issue again.
Yeah, it's tied in because we're the sponsor of the plan. And as a sponsor of the plan, if there's a deficit, the city as a sponsor has to make up the deficit.
How's the crime in the city?
It's been dropping.
Has it been because of the maybe methadone finally?
Well, I'm going to say this. Our police chief, Bill Reid, is a big supporter of the methadone clinic. He recognizes that people need medication. They should get it and receive it. It cuts down on the number of prostitutes, cuts down on the number of people breaking into homes, stealing to get the necessary funds they need to get illegal medication.
What's the difference between being councillor and mayor?
Well, a lot of people think that the mayor has more than one vote. The major difference between the mayor has one vote and every councillor has one vote. You still need 6 people total, so the mayor needs 5 other people to agree on any changes that you want to make. The ward system makes a little bit of competition, especially in an election year, because each area is trying to get funds for certain projects in their area. And sometimes that gets in the way of doing the right projects.
Is that a good thing we did here?
I still am not in favor of the ward system.
No?
The reason being, it was abolished in places like the Miramichi, it was abolished in Bathurst, it was also abolished in Hamilton. They feel that they have a better system now, because when it comes election time, people are working together for what's best for all the citizens in their community. Here you get competition for projects.
Who's going to take care of the Harbor Bridge now? I remember seeing Frank McKenna and Doug Young, and I wanted the great Lou Murphy's name after the Harbor Bridge. He said, well, remove the tolls. He said, well, Doug Young said, well, the federal government, if the province wants to take over the maintenance, no problem, we will remove it. How's the province going to handle this?
Well, it's going to cost them millions of dollars. They've taken the tolls off. It cost them almost $2 million to take the boost down and then rearrange the lanes already.
See
And
that
then
last night?
once it's completed, they're going to have a yearly cost of snow removal, plowing, all of those types of things that they probably didn't anticipate. Now, when you think about it, between there and what's happened up near Salisbury, when they took the tolls off there, they're paying $2 to $3 million in hidden tolls. We're paying,
I know.
because what happens is government has to collect it somewhere, so they add 2 or 3 cents a liter to the price of gasoline. So if you were never on that Salisbury Road or on the Harbor Bridge before, everyone's paying for it now.
Yeah.
Anybody who drives a vehicle is paying
Think that was a
for the
mistake?
removal. Well, it's affecting us to enable to get other funds from the province or the federal government. Once you now have a new debt that you didn't have before, then when we're seeking funds, we're told, well, there's no money available. So the tolls were for the users. And I traveled it for 37 years. I had no problem paying 5 or 6 times a day to cross the bridge. It was, 15 cents or 20 or 30 cents at the end, because if you got into one of those devices, you got a real break on it. And the other alternative was, if you didn't want to go on the bridge, you could go down the Reversing Falls
Yeah.
and come down Chesley Drive. So there were choices.
How's this? Do you like this walkway, what they call it?
Harbor Passage is great
Yeah.
for the city.
Is it?
Lots of people use it. It gets people out. We talk about obesity. People are going there on memory walks. Once it's completely open, there's plans of connecting it with the west side area and so on. Maybe even a lane to come across the bridge for people to come uptown again. Any improvements like that are great for people. Get people out walking around and so on.
But if you walk around, you gotta breathe that polluted air.
Pollution's way down in the city.
Is it?
The dirty old city mentality has gone out the window. We're more into technology. We're not a one-horse town. One-horse town means you have one industry. We have a variety of industry here. We're quite fortunate. People who come in the cruise ships, the Disney ships will be here this summer.
How was it last year?
Over 200 and some thousand people. Disney has announced they're going to send the Disney ships
I hear
here.
that.
Second terminal is going up. That's how profitable it is for them. People who come here are saying, we can't believe how friendly, how safe a city you have. Some people say, this is a hidden gem. Here we are in the Bay of Fundy. We are considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. We're now considered one of the top 7 smart cities in the world. Geopark, we're recognized by the United Nations.
What's
We have
that?
the first North American geopark.
Where is it?
It's located along the Fundy shore here. It runs through the city of St. John. 2 continents came together right at the Reversing Falls. So we've been recognized as a place to go. People have been here looking at the falls itself for kayaking and so on. It's been rated as one of the greatest places. If you're interested into extreme sports, that's a great place to try to come through the falls.
Was there a murder in the city last year? How
Yes,
many
there
murders?
was.
Just
Yeah.
1, 2?
One, maybe a second one. There were 2, I think, in the last 2 years.
And maybe there's others that we'll never hear of. But that's another, we're not CSI here.
No.
Okay, hold it.